Welcome to another episode of Girls Know Nothing. I have the fabulous Issy Oakley on my sofa today. You guys will recognise Issy from TikTok, the girl that, well, isn't afraid to share her opinions, let's say. I think that's probably why we get on so well.
I agree. I wholeheartedly agree with that.
But I think my favourite TikTok I've ever seen of you was when you were yelling at catcallers.
Yeah.
I think that's when I was like, yeah, me and this girl are destined to be friends. But yeah, I feel like everybody that's going to watch this episode will definitely know who you are. So I don't feel like you need to give an introduction. But, you know, tell me a bit about yourself anyway.
I am 23 years old. This is not a dating profile, Lizzie. I'm 23 years old.
I hope you're better at writing your Tinder bio than this.
Well, look, no. The short answer is simply no. I am a TikToker who does a little bit of lifestyle, beauty, fashion, comedy, storytelling, you name it. I love a finger in a pie. That's me. I have my finger in several pies. But I think it's mainly because I like to keep myself busy. I like to keep my brain active. And I feel like doing social media, you can get really bored, essentially. Yeah. I think people who do a very specific niche can run out of ideas. So I like to keep it broad for not only me, but my followers as well. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm just a bit of a tit on the internet, really.
To be fair, we sometimes just need those kinds of tits on the internet and not the normal kind.
Not the normal kind of tits, just the wonky kind. I can vouch for that.
No, so basically, how people start on TikTok always really baffles me because it's never intentional.
Yeah.
It's always by accident, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Mine was completely and utterly an accident. Ironically, I used to work in a normal office, and at one point, one of my co-workers, because I was always the class clown, I was always just a bit of a piss taker, and I'd be making the old man from finance crease. That would be my job. And my boss was like, why don't you just do things like this online, like storytelling and things like that? And at that time, TikTok was brand new. And funnily enough, because I was a social media exec, that was my job to actually work out what the fuck we were supposed to do with it. But I was like, there's not really a platform for me to just have a little rant. Chat breeze. There's not really a place for that. So I just thought, no. And also I'd always said to myself that I could not deal with the criticism. I used to take everything so personally. Now I've definitely adapted and overcome. I think you just have to by default with the job. But my initial reason for starting TikTok was I'd just been made redundant due to COVID, like most people had been, to be quite honest. And I'd just been cheated on by my long-term boyfriend. So I basically run out of purpose. I had no job, no boyfriend. My whole world had just been turned upside down like most people. We couldn't leave the fucking house. Of all times me needing to get fucked up, that would be the time. And I was sat in my bedroom playing fucking, what were we doing? House Party and
that really weird app where you could just join random people's conversations.
That was a strange period of my life. And I thought, what am I going to do? What am I actually going to do? So I originally started vlogging on my Snapchat private, which was actually quite immature of me. I was 21 years of age. Why am I doing that? But I was clearly going delirious. And I thought, you know who needs to see this? The world.
Yeah, it doesn't matter about the private Snapchat anymore. We're going to put this on the whole internet. Yeah.
So I just started making TikToks here and there. One was so stupid. It was Bratz in 2020 of me styling myself as Bratz. And it got 250k out of nowhere. And I was like, whoa, what the fuck? That was not my intention in the slightest. I just posted some random video out of boredom. Then I did another one where it was answering British questions, or what was it? Asking British people questions. And I was just being so sarky and rude back, to be honest. She was like, do you eat crumpets every day? I was like, no, fucking don't. No, fucking
what people think is actually British versus what is actually British.
Yeah.
But it's weird because a lot of people that are on TikTok, when I speak to them about their career and stuff, they say they started during COVID, during lockdown, and everybody was looking for something else to watch.
Yeah.
So it was kind of the right time to start that career.
It was 100% timing. People say to me now, how do you become a TikToker? For me personally, and I can vouch for probably majority of the people that everyone watches, it was timing and luck, because we got pushed to the right people due to I actually love TikTok's algorithm. I think it's great. We pushed the right people.
Yeah.
We were also just at the start of it where other people were like, is it immature to upload on this app? This used to be just people lip syncing to
and
like,
weird dancing.
Weird dancing, right? So when we started coming on there and talking, we completely changed the platform into something else. Because most people were just doing like over sounds or doing makeup tutorial. Or like, I don't even think they were doing makeup. I don't know what they were doing. Like mainly dances, I guess. But
yeah, because I remember like my friends all had TikTok and I was like so anti the app because I was like, I don't dance. I've got 2 left feet. What am I going to do on this app watching kids dance? Like, it's really creepy. But now I'm obsessed with TikTok. Like, I love the app. Like, love watching everyone's videos. But when you said you used to do an office job, that like blew my mind. I don't think I could ever imagine you in an office 9 to 5.
Yeah. I used to work in Tottenham Court Road, like above the Starbucks, if anyone knows Tottenham Court Road. In a little office. I used to work for a beauty company. No names mentioned. But yeah, I used to work for a beauty company. I did the social media. So I didn't have a degree. I did start one and I thought, fuck that. That's a load of shit. Like, why am I paying some dickhead to tell me to read a book that was written in the 1970s about marketing? The world is constantly changing. How the fuck you... Anyway, that's a whole nother rant for another day. But my point is, I was originally in beauty. I wanted to go into beauty marketing. And the sector I had the most knowledge was social. Like, I would always watch YouTube. I was a massive YouTube fan. I loved like all the beauty Instagrammers. I was proper on job. Like, I knew that's what I wanted to do. So just out of sheer force, I made myself get an office job. And that was my first like official role. And then COVID happened. And I was like, oh, guess it's not made for me.
So like when you said you started a degree, but you decided you were against it, is it just because because I know obviously you're on TikTok, you're constantly talking about how difficult certain things can be because you have ADHD. Is it because of that made you like want to quit, or you just...
I think education for me, full stop, has always been hard. Like, my attention span is shocking. Actually shit. I think that's why me and TikTok are besties. That's the platform I've chosen because it's for people with short attention spans.
Yeah.
Like, I'd always struggled. I always got listed as like a daydreamer or bubbly. And I feel like with girls, it's so hard to diagnose something like ADHD because they do just put it down. Oh, she's just a bit chatty. Or, oh, she's just easily distracted. A bit of a daydreamer. That's what I personally always got put down as. Because I wasn't naughty. I wasn't, well, until college, and then I just decided to be a rebel. But in secondary school, I was so well behaved. Like, the last thing I wanted was the detention. When I got my first one, I cried. Like, I was proper like goody two shoes. And I wasn't particularly, like, I was quite academically clever to a degree, unless you put me in like maths, in which case I'm fucked. I can't do maths for shit. But everything else, I was like pretty well graded. But yeah, then I got my Crohn's disease. Well, I was diagnosed with Crohn's disease in year 10, missed pretty much all of year 10. And then I was just fucked from there really with education. Me and education have never been besties.
Yeah, because I feel like year 10 is like a really important stage in your secondary school
100%
life. But I actually don't know very much about Crohn's at all. So how did you start to, like, I don't even know what it is, like, first of all.
Okay, so long story short, it's called IBD, irritable bowel disease.
Okay.
So it's similar to IBS. It's kind of like a more extreme version. It has more triggers in your body. So like when you have IBS, you're basically known for shitting and being triggered by food quite easily.
Yeah.
Whereas for me, it's not just my digestive system. It's like I have arthritic pain. I have chronic fatigue. It's just like a very extreme version of IBS, basically. And I originally was diagnosed because I previously had an eating disorder. I got bullied a lot for my weight. And then in the summer holidays of year 9 to 10, I just thought, I can't deal with this anymore. So I started making myself sick and doing all of that great goodness. And essentially it came to a point where I had no control over my own body. I couldn't choose when I wanted to be sick, which for most people with an ED is like the main thing. You have control over your own body and you have control over when you're being sick and how much you're being sick. Or so to lose that control really, well, it kind of cured me in a way because I was no longer in charge of when I ate or what I ate. It was whatever I could hold down was what I was eating. And my mum would like rush to the supermarket to grab something that I was craving in the hopes that I'd keep it down. And it came to a point where I was losing a stone a week at like 13, 14. Like that's a lot of weight for a 14-year-old to be losing that quick. I got tested. I immediately was put onto like these IBD milkshakes. I was on them for like 6 months without solid food. And that was a ball ache at school, like walking into school and my lunch is a milkshake. Like, got ripped the shit out of for that. But over time, I've definitely adapted to it, and I think it will never be something that will stop me from doing anything else. Like a lot of people with, certain illnesses that, for me, like IBD is uncurable. You're stuck with it for life. But that's why I think I'll never look at it as something that I'll go, oh, well, I can't do that because I've got IBD. How the fuck am I supposed to live life by going, oh, I can't do that? So instead I adapt rather than, consistently saying, oh, I can't do this, can't do that. It's like people are like, how would you go on nights out? Well, I've learned to not drink every single time I go out. I've learned to adapt to that and go, oh, well, it's someone's birthday, so I'll drink today. But I know full well the consequences.
Yeah.
But I've learned, like, if I do it on specific times, I can still enjoy myself, still be 23.
You can and can't drink, yeah.
Exactly. Still be 23 years old. Like, at the end of the day, it's normal for a 23-year-old to go to a Mackey's breakfast. Like, you can't punch yourself in the face for that.
No, that's true. I would, die if hash browns weren't in existence. So.
That's just what I'm saying. I think as someone with IBD speaking to someone else with it or someone who's recently been diagnosed, don't over-panic yourself because that will only make you more stressed and then fuel the fire. If anything, just make small changes and adapt, those changes that you can actually fulfill rather than dramatic ones where you're like, when someone goes, right, I'm crash dieting, it never works because you crash diet and then you're like, I can't fucking do this anymore. And then you binge rather than making useful changes that over periods of time you can actually withstand. So that's what I did. Especially when I turned 18, I still got pissed majority of the time. And I know it's not good for me. I know that.
It's a very typical 18-year-old British thing to do, though.
Oh, yeah, 100%. 18 to 19, I was drinking pretty much weekendly. But as I've got older, I've realised, obviously I can't keep that up. That's not good for me in any way, shape or form. I was rolling into work like most 18-year-olds, 4 hours sleep, maybe 3 if I was lucky.
I can relate to that. I used to nap on the bread in the bakery.
Yeah. I'd get into the staff room and just look like gaunt, and it was a makeup job as well, so I actually had to look decent.
Oh god, yeah, mine was in Co-op. Oh,
yeah,
shit. Probably shouldn't name that. Whoops. Mine was in a mini supermarket, so
a small, definitely not branded supermarket.
But it sounds like you had a really tough time at school.
Mm-hmm.
And did you go to a mixed school?
I did, yeah, just a normal run-of-the-mill shit house of a school, yeah.
Do you feel like going to a mixed school made your whole experience worse?
Yeah, 100%. All the people, predominantly, most of my bullying came from boys.
Okay.
Not gonna lie. It was all about visuals, you're too fat. When I actually came back after losing weight, I had boys be like, well, you don't even look the same anymore. You look too skinny. I just couldn't win. I could not win. Or one of them, he used to repeatedly on the bus, tell me I was this, that and the other. And I just I couldn't even catch a break on the way home. You're not just in school, you're then getting terrorised on your way home and it's just never ending. However, I do feel like girls are a lot more bitchy in their approach. It's less straight up. It's I love your bag. Fuck off. My bag is from Primark. We both know that. But my mum is fucking tight. And your mum's been to Turkey recently and that's why you're running around with a fake Michael Kors. Okay? All right?
So I went to an all-girls school.
Yeah.
And sometimes when I think about it, I was like, is that... When people ask me, well, do I put my kid in an all-girls or do I put them in a mix? And I'm like, I'm kind of grateful.
Yeah.
Because, it is bitchy, but I didn't have... to feel like I needed to look good for boys.
Oh, I didn't give a fuck. I was a complete nerd. I loved games. I only really picked up any form of makeup until I was about 15, 16, after my Crohn's diagnosis. I only started doing that because I was at home so much I started watching YouTube and learning how to do makeup. I don't have any sisters. And my mum's very glam, to be fair, but she's never the type of mum, especially at that age, to sit me down and be like, this is how to do makeup. I very much taught myself through YouTube. But that's where my spark for makeup came was when I was just at home on my own with fuck all to do while everyone else was at school.
Did you think it was like good for your ADHD as well? Like you could actually sit and concentrate on something?
100%. I was hyper focusing on makeup for a long time. Like that's a very common thing for people with ADHD to do. Like similar to autism, they're very closely linked. It's like I'll find something I'm interested in and that'll be all I talk about, all I'm interested in. Like, doesn't matter what the fuck anyone else has got to say to me. I'm telling you about makeup today. But I've got a lot better with it as age has come on though. But yeah, no, it's just a normal thing to like find something you could actually not only are interested in but are good at. Then you get so gassed and you just continue to do it. I think that's why me and PE had such an agenda, because I could not fucking do it. So like when they were like, yeah, you can just do netball today. I was like, yeah, my period has come on for the 12th time this week, miss. I'm very sorry.
I was going to say, like, how did your ADHD diagnosis came about? Because earlier you said that in girls it's harder to spot the signs.
100%. Similar with autism as well. Both very hard to detect in women because we're more emotional, which with boys, especially with autism, they lack in emotion or displaying it at the very least.
Now, a word from our sponsor, BetterHelp. I don't know about you guys, but I personally really struggle with productivity during those autumn and winter months because we are getting far less daylight and the weather is so much colder. And when you're in that mindset, doing simple tasks such as house admin can feel like a real drag. When you're in that mindset, it's actually really tough to break that cycle. And that's where I've been using a therapist to become a better problem solver and making it easier to manage everyday tasks. In situations like this, I really benefit from cognitive behavioural therapy, or CBT. My therapist and I use very simple techniques in order to be able to retrain my brain to put myself into that problem-solving mode and help myself to focus more on the positives in my day than the negatives. I have found that these techniques are also really beneficial when it comes to dealing with really low moods or bouts of stress and anxiety. If you've been thinking about giving therapy a try, BetterHelp is a great solution. It's convenient, accessible, affordable, and entirely online. You can get matched with a therapist after filling out a brief survey and switch therapists at any time. When you want to be a better problem solver, therapy can get you there. Visit betterhelp.com/GKN today to get 10% off your first month. That's betterhelp.com/GKN.
But yeah, my diagnosis came when I started in my first year of college.
Okay.
I was very naughty in my first year of college to the point where I actually got removed from that college. But
whoops,
it was just a little rebellious phase I had. But yeah, no, I got diagnosed because they put a lot of kids in these like special needs tests.
Okay.
I don't know if it was picked at random or just like kids that maybe were playing up. I'm not really sure how they, like, not everyone did it, basically. I got told I was dyslexic, which I already knew. And they were like, oh, yes, you've got ADHD as well. Were you aware? I was like, no, obviously not.
That would have been helpful to know years ago.
Great, actually. Then I would have had an excuse of being a chatty little shitbag. But yeah, no, I was like, yeah, wasn't aware of that. That's new. But I just didn't really think anything of it. And then the more I've like researched it and the more I know as I'm an adult, I'm like, fuck. No, I really do have that. That really does actually affect me quite a lot, more than I realised, because I'd lived with it so long. I just thought that was just a bit of spice to my personality.
Spice. Do you feel like that when you talk about it on TikTok, it actually helps other young women that are potentially ADHD as well?
Yeah, ironically, I literally uploaded a video the other day where I explained how frustration for me comes about and how quickly it can piss off. But by that time, I'd already like let my outburst out on everyone else. Like, I've been like, oh, this one thing's really annoying me. Now you must all be annoyed as well. And then I'll snap out of it and be like, why the fuck are you all annoyed? Like, what are you angry for? Like, it's not even that deep. Chill out. Like, and then I put that video up and it did so well. The only thing I would say was probably negative, and it kind of comes with anything that I talk about online medical. Everyone immediately diagnoses themselves. Like, with my Crohn's disease as well, I talk about like how, you know, I think a lot of people just link Crohn's and IBS. Without, as I said, there are similar ones, just a more extreme version of the other. So when someone with IBS goes, I know exactly what you're going through, it's kind of like a kick in the teeth. It's like, you do, but
to
you
an
don't.
extent.
Yeah, you do, but you're not quite. But I don't at the same time want to invalidate anyone else or their feelings, because people with IBS do go through it as well. It's just not in the same way. But again, with ADHD, like I'll talk about something like my anger and my frustration, and so I'll be like, I do that. I've got ADHD now. No, you might have a trait of ADHD, or maybe even not as, you may even have ADHD, but to immediately diagnose yourself without fully understanding the whole of the, you know, I don't even know how to describe it, mental, neurological.
Because you could just be short-tempered.
Yeah, you could. Literally.
Rather than have ADHD.
That simple, yeah. But I think it is valuable for everyone who may see something like that to then go and research it. 100%. I think it is valuable for everyone, especially if you see something like Crohn's and say, oh, I actually suffer a lot with that. Definitely go research it. Definitely go get a diagnosis or see a GP or anything like that. But to immediately jump to that conclusion is quite extreme and almost like hypochondriac.
You wouldn't do that with like a mental health thing.
No, but then I feel like people do as well. It's the same. Well, I feel like with TikTok, a lot of us see things like, no, I do that. And then you're immediately drawn in. Like, I suffer quite badly with anxiety. I think actually, to be fair, most people in our generation do have some form of mental illness to a degree. I think it's really common actually. But yeah, I do feel like, yeah.
Do you feel like with your ADHD and then obviously Crohn's disease, do you feel like it impacts relationships?
Oh my God, yes. Sorry, I have to shout. Oh my God, yes. Yes, it fucking does. Like every guy I've ever seen, I'm like, is this love? Or am I just hyper-focusing on you for this exact moment? I don't know. I can't work it out yet. But give me a week or two and I'll soon work out like where I fucked up here. Like I feel like I get so invested in someone. Sometimes it can be quite intense. So I have to like rein myself in because I will come across as if like I'm filming you. Like I'll be like, where's he going? What's he doing? But it's because I can't share. Like I can't be one of them girls who's got like 4 booty calls at once. I just can't distribute my mind like that. I kind of wish I would, because then...
You don't.
I sort of think heartbreak would be a bit softer if I didn't put all my attention into one person, but I'm just built like this. Like, so fucking annoying. Like, if someone's got my attention, they've got it fully, because I just can't.
Well, at least you know that when you're in a relationship, you're loyal.
Yeah, but are they?
But is that you hyper-focusing?
Yes. Yes, it is.
I'm not a doctor, by the way. Don't quote me on
Yeah, but
this.
no, it probably is. Like, I trust is something I have a real issue with. But obviously that's also X is involved. But like, I'll be like, is he actually there? And then I'll really deep it. Like if my partner goes out without me, oh my God, I'll overthink to the max. I won't have a moment of peace. I'll have to put a Yankee candle on and just sit there and seance.
I think the weird thing as well, as a woman, you're automatically labelled as crazy when you do stuff like that.
Yeah.
But when boys do it, it's like love.
Yeah, although I've met some crazy fucking bitches in my time, and I strongly believe that I'm not crazy. Like, I've seen enough to know that I'm a normal amount of psychopath.
I actually don't know what a normal amount of psychopath is. I'm just like looking around like, anyone else know what's a normal level of psychopath?
I think like... to be bothered about what your partner's doing, to an extent, is normal.
Yeah, that is normal to an extent, yeah.
Like, to go around there and slash their tyres, that is where the line is blurred.
I can confirm that I've never done that.
Neither have I. Oh, God, indigestion. I may have said it out of frustration, potentially, for legal reasons. That is a lie. But yeah, I may have said it, but I would never actually physically go and do it. I have witnessed some crazy bitches do some crazy shit. Like, I have witnessed. Like, I was seeing a guy once and this girl literally, like, followed me home. Yeah. Like, this girl was beautiful. It's a real blessing to my life for that short period. Like, there's some crazy girls out there, and I mean that with all love and respect. It's probably because of what a man has done. But, God, I'm a normal level of... a little bit unhinged.
But then do you find like all of this stuff tough when it comes to work?
I think relationships and this job, it's just like, wow, hello, is a ball ache. I know you can speak on that as well. Like, just dating anyone in this industry is just mental. Like, it's just...
We have shared some stories behind an event, didn't we? We sat outside and were like sharing stories.
Yeah,
it's like ridiculous.
Oh, yeah, no, it's practically impossible. Like, also, every one of our followers is an FBI agent, which kind of, to be fair, I respect. But all it takes is me to post one picture of my new man and 25 people have told me, like, he's done 600 different things, like, to other people. And I'll be like, oh, he's gone then. Brilliant.
I might start doing that for friends that are like, dating new people now.
Yeah. Just accidentally leak their man. Like,
I'm not going to do that, guys, if they're watching, but...
I might.
Izzy might.
I will.
But then, like... because, like, you take stuff, like... You hyperfixate, well, you claim, I'm not going to say you do it, but when you said you hyperfixate on stuff and you like kind of wear your heart on your sleeve a little bit.
100%.
TikTok can be such a toxic place to be.
Oh, yeah.
When it comes to work. And, you know, off camera, we briefly had a discussion about whether it is or isn't hard to be in this industry.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, with the peaks and troughs of emotions, like some weeks, you know, we were saying you're rammed to the point where you don't even have time to go to the toilet. And then some weeks there's nothing. Like, how do you cope with that on top of your other diagnosis?
So I think for me, a job like this, I mean, despite the weeks where we are rammed, like for me, thank Jesus, that is like 1 week in a month most of the time that I am rammed to the point where I can't see. But I think like, because of Crohn's is triggered by stress, and obviously ADHD can peak and get worse due to stress as well. When I am stressed, it's hell in there. It's hell in there. Because I'm like, 1, I can't get off the toilet. 2, I'm just ready to be really erratic at every moment. I'm like, right, I need to go shopping. That's it. I've got 500 things to do, but I need to go shopping right now because my brain has told me that that's what I have to do. And my time management's awful. It just becomes chaos. However, in terms of, is it a hard job? No. Like, my older brother's a paramedic and I watch him do 12-hour days, sometimes like with no break for potentially like 5, 7, even longer days. Like, he grounds me so much just to know that he exists and he's working as hard as he can work. I could never complain, ever. I could never complain. It's almost like if I said to him, oh, Sam, I had a rough day today. I took some pictures in some shoes. Like, I'd expect for him to clap me in the face. Like, I would, he wouldn't, just to be very clear. Yeah, I 100%. But I feel like you need those people in your life, like people who don't work in this industry, because it can be very toxic and you can almost get like, what's the word? Indulged in it, and like you just engorged, just a way where you forget how everyone else functions in a normal society. Like, the only thing I would say about this job, which you could probably agree on, there's never a clock out. You can't clock out.
Yeah.
Like, when people sit in bed at night, going through their phone, looking through their Instagram, it's almost like a pleasure thing. Or even TikTok, when you're just scrolling through, like, haha, that's so funny.
Like their brain's switched off a little bit.
Yeah, you're in your chill mode. You can actually enjoy that platform for what it is. Whereas I'll go through Instagram and I'll see someone who's done a collab with this brand and be like, oh shit, how did I miss the mark on that? Or should I have done something better to do that? Or, oh, maybe I should be working harder so I could do as well as that person. Or even on TikTok, I'll be looking through and I'll be like, that sound is trending, I better save that and I'll think of a video to do with that later. I mean, that's really not that strenuous. I just think the only thing is you literally can't turn off.
Yeah.
It'd be lovely to have a clock out. That would be great. But it's not like a physically straining job. I think it can be mentally straining, definitely, but not to the degree of someone like my brother, like where he sees some horrific things day in, day out. Like, someone telling me I'm fat, I will get over it. Like, that's fine. Oh, you look a bit pregnant. Oh, well, I'm not, because I'm indefinitely alone. But thank you. Thank you so much.
It's hard because, like, obviously not that long ago I was working
long
hours and stuff in a normal job.
Yeah.
And I think back to like that and how I felt doing that and how I feel doing this. And I do feel more tired doing this, but it's because I'm constantly trying to please other people's opinions.
Yeah.
I feel like you give less of a shit than I do.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely bothers me sometimes. Because, I mean, it gets you. If you have 10 people tell you look green, you're going to start to believe it. Like, you know, oh, you look really ill. Do I? Do you know what I mean? Like, you're going to start, it will start to get you down. And I think TikTok has definitely shaped me in a better way. It's made me realise sometimes, Izzy, you can shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
And sometimes your opinion is actually wrong. And it doesn't mean I'm not entitled to it. But to know that and to understand and develop as a human being has been great. Like, I actually really appreciate it. I think that has also come with age. Like, I started when I was freshly 21. Now I'm nearly 24. So, yeah, definitely come with age. But, yeah, I do think you're right. It is mentally strained. Like, oh, I've had my opinion on this and someone's gone, no, that's wrong. No, technically it's not wrong. It's just not your opinion.
Yeah.
And okay, sometimes we are just people at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Sometimes we do fuck up and sometimes we do say things that come across in the wrong way, but it doesn't mean that we didn't have good intent when we were saying it initially. But yeah, I think you're right.
Is your bathroom shelf guilty of hoarding too many skincare products that actually do very little? Well, Skin and Me is the personalised skincare solution that is here to break that cycle. Finally, a treatment that is tailored to your specific skincare concerns and that actually works. Not forget to mention the Daily Doser tube even comes with your name on it. Skin and Me blend scientifically proven active ingredients to deliver your best skin in a single product that is sustainable, vegan, and cruelty-free. Simply take the online consultation, share a couple of filter-free selfies, and the expert dermatology team will tailor a personalised solution that evolves with your skin and targets your skin goals, whether that be acne, pigmentation, or skin aging. In a world of complexity, Skin and Me are demystifying skincare with evidence-based active ingredients that you cannot buy over the counter. Happy, healthy skin is just a few clicks away. Now, you can get your first month for just £3.50 pharmacy fee with code GKN at checkout when it is normally £24.99 per month. You're free to reformulate your solution as your skin evolves at any time for free, but subject to dermatological assessment. I think where I'm coming from as well, and maybe some other influencers or people in the industry can relate to, is the constant anxiety over cancel culture.
Yes.
Because you might have done something, it doesn't matter how big or small, someone out there will try to cancel you over it and you have no control over whether that actually happens or not.
Yeah, I strongly believe that's why my anxiety's got a lot worse throughout doing this job. Because opening any app, you're waiting for that one mention of someone being like, she did this wrong, or she did... Like, we're all human beings. We all do things wrong. And it doesn't mean we haven't learned from them. But unfortunately, with social media... There will always be someone who said, oh, well, you didn't reply to that like you should have. You missed this, you missed this, you missed this. It's like, oh, well, fuck, I did miss this, but now I can't change it. And I'm like, I want to change this now. But no apology or no, what's the word? Like, any form of trying to fix anything you've done is never good enough. I feel like. And it hurts because all we want to do is please other people. We really want to make sure that everyone feels like we've given the response they wanted. But unfortunately, you just never will please everyone. And that is something you have to just accept with this job.
It's hard as well because there are some people out there that have whole careers dedicated to cancel culture.
Oh my God. Like, I can't say it.
I know exactly what you're thinking about, but don't say it.
Like... fill in the gap.
Like I feel like it makes your life 10 times harder because some people are out there to constantly nitpick at the small things because that's how they get their income. Mm-hmm. And then people forget the humanized aspect of the person behind the camera.
Oh, I get that all the time. People forget that I was actually 2 years ago, 2.5, working a normal job in a normal office, going on the train, getting on the tube to London like any other commuter, just another person in the crowd doing a normal job. Like, as I've said earlier on, this was never my career path. I was like, I'm so pleased and so blessed that it has become my career path. But I was never media trained. I was never told, here's the book about how to be a good influencer. Read that. First of all, I can't read, so that would have gone south anyway. Audiobook it to me. But yeah, no, there's no guidebook to being a good influencer. I think even the most unproblematic people will find a way to give them shit. Like, you can't be perfect. You will never be perfect. There'll always be someone who's looking for a reason to give you shit, which is the hardest bit. Like no one, no matter how hard they work, you're not going to fit everyone's box, but that's fine. You've got to just accept it, but they've got to accept we're not here to please you either. We're here to please the people that enjoy watching our content.
And pay our bills.
Yeah.
And pay our bills.
And pay our bills. Like, it is our job. So, yeah. And although it's hard to hear, and we do love, like, I was unpaid from doing TikTok for a year or something like that. So I clearly enjoy it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I would have buggered off the minute that COVID started to dim down and got another job, which, to be fair, I did get another job and I pursued TikTok. And as much of a rocky road it's been, I've loved it. I also think people have this, what's the word?
Misconception.
Yes. Misconception that TikTokers are paid as much as YouTubers are. And like,
oh, no, that's not
we're
true.
Ballers. Thank you. Oh my God. I did a video the other day talking about, this girl made a video being like, I think women should spend £1,500 on their appearance.
Oh my God, that was ridiculous. I was thinking, who has the time, let alone the money?
That's what I was thinking. But I did say, I was like, to be fair, you'd be surprised how much money we already spend on fast fashion, hair, nails. I'm not saying that that's justified, but you'd be surprised how much, as like our generation, we spend already. Like, most of us go, I can't wear that. I've wore that already. Like, you know, that's a classic. Yeah. So although, not maintenance, but like if we include clothes and stuff, like, you'd be surprised how much money we spend, right? I said that and I got a hound of people saying like, I'm so shadowed by how much money I make and I'm just out of touch. No, I just said you probably could. You probably could spend that amount of money.
Did you not know that I came into this room in my private helicopter?
Yeah, sorry. I actually got my driver to drop me here in my Rolls Royce. I drive a Toyota.
Was that your mum? Like...
Yeah. I drive a Toyota Igo, okay? And yeah, my dad had to go at me because he's got a massive scratch down the side of it the other day. And I said, look, Rob, shit happens.
My dad's name is also Rob, so yeah, Rob, shit happens.
Yeah, shit happens, Rob.
Like, my car's got the currently passenger door side handle missing because the date ripped it off. But anyway.
Oh, bastard.
I know.
Yeah, reimburse that. Invoice that shit.
I'd feel less angry about it if he'd paid for the whole dinner. But anyway.
Yeah.
Talking about... yeah, he's probably not watching, but it doesn't matter. If you're watching this, you'll know it's you.
It's you.
Talking about like maintenance and clothes and things. Congratulations.
Thank you.
New Missy Empire edit. Like, yes. You know, when you were talking about how, like, when you look at things, you're like, oh, I wish that was me, or like, how did I miss this?
Yeah.
How did your Missy Empire collab come about?
So, to start from day dot, one of our managers from HLD, where we're both signed to, biased, but they are the best, obviously. Her name's Liv. Liv used to work with HLD and then moved to Manny and got a job with Missy Empire. And basically, Liv put me forward. She was like, I love this girl. I love this TikTok. And I was like, Liv, I also love you dearly and deeply. And basically, they were like, yeah, bring her in because we want to start working with some TikTokers. So yeah, I did a TikTok shop with them, had a little day out in Manny, loved it. And from there, they were really impressed with how my TikTok shop went. And I've done a few TikToks with them and they went really well as well. So one thing led to another and now I have an edit. So that's mind-fucking boggling.
That is out today.
Today, at some point. We're not entirely sure what time the time is.
just keep your eye on the clock, basically.
Just
keep refreshing.
A-time. Yeah.
Missy Empire website. I don't know why I'm just saying.
Just that. Hopefully, if you want any other details, it'll probably be on my Instagram or Missy Empires, but I haven't had confirmation of the time yet. So, but I'm gonna guess this evening at some point.
So with the collab, like, how did you, like, I don't know much about how clothing collabs come about. Like, do you get to pick? Like, did you get to design stuff?
So because it's an edit, it's not a collection. It's more like I pick things that I love.
Okay.
So, and it was a really quick process because they were like, right, we want it out here. And I was like, chaos. Like, I've only got this many weeks to do all this. But yeah, despite that, I've chosen loads of things that are really me. Like, I literally live in this jumpsuit. And shameless plug, this is also from the collection. But literally everything I've chosen, I will wear and do regularly wear. Like, I've worn this about 20 times. People are probably thinking, does she wash? But the answer is no. Yeah, no, obviously
I would have gone with what Simon Cowell does, where he just like has the same things.
Yeah, just several of them.
Instead of saying you don't wash. Maybe that
No,
would
to
have
be
been
fair,
the right.
I do actually have 2 of these and I interchange them. I do wash. But yeah, no, I when I got told, I had a moment to myself in my flat, which seems quite lonely when I think about it back. But I just had a little cry because I went from being like bullied for my weight, for how I look, to just jumping from that to this, which feels like it's gone like that. Like, I feel like my time in secondary school is so vivid to me because it was so traumatic that to come to this point now and to basically, like, all the bitches that called me fat or ugly, I'm now on your ad.
They're
now
probably
on your
now
ads.
buying your clothes.
Do you know what I'm saying? As much as you might hate me, you know you want this jumpsuit. So, and it really
hope Missy Empire paid me for this episode.
Sponsored by.
But no, like, I think that's really like amazing, and I can imagine like how happy that made you feel. And I shamelessly, or not shamelessly, whichever the word is, stalk people's comment sections on TikTok.
Yeah.
And like, I know how much, like, because of how candid you are on your TikTok, like how much that helps other people. So then I saw you were doing like an Instagram story on your edit.
Yeah.
And that was wild.
Yeah.
So many questions.
So many questions. And the thing is, I'm so transparent. Like, I'll just say it how it is. So when people ask me things that most other people just avoid answering, I'm more than happy to say it. Like, I think there are aspects to everything. Like, no matter who I bought out a clothing brand with, there were going to be pros and cons. But either way, it's an edit. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it's the first of many, which means I will have to iron some things out and get some things perfect for anything future. But it's also the first time I've ever done anything close to this at all. But yeah, I'm actually really proud of myself. Like, to come this far from where I was, as I said before, to this, it's like fucking mind-boggling. And my friends were like way more impressed than I was at first because I kind of didn't process it till a couple of days after. And my friend was like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah, no, I've just been asked to do an edit." She was like, "Are you on drugs? Like, why are you not even slightly excited?" I was like, "I am, but it's just not come out yet." And when I will sit on my own in the bath, I'll be like, I'm so proud of myself. But yeah, it's a weird progression, yeah.
But I love that though. I love that for you. But so realistically, in 5 years' time, what do you want brand Issy Oakley to be?
Ooh. You know what? To be really like rogue, I want my own business by then. Like, I want to, as much as I appreciate every collab that comes my way, hopefully by then I'll have this amazing idea that I'm still waiting to come into my head, and I'll have my own business. The only thing is, I do feel like everything is so saturated that it's finding that niche.
Yeah, of course.
Sorry, that was Prosecco burp. It's finding that niche.
I wasn't sure you were doing that.
Yeah, that really just came up on me there. It came out of nowhere. I was like, what? This is not the time. But yeah, no, I hope to have my own business by then. I think that is like the end goal. I just don't want to bring out something, one, that's shit, because plenty of influencers have done that.
Oh yeah, just
Plenty.
to make quick bag.
And I would, no. Like, if I was to bring out something of my own, I want to make sure the inclusivity is to the max. Whether that's modesty, clothing size, I want to make sure that every follower from every inch of wherever they come from, or whatever the background, religion, shape, size, I want them all to feel like they are included within it. So that's my future goal. That is my top tier goal. But I would definitely like to work with a makeup brand next. I think that would be good fun. Ooh, who's going to do it?
Put it out into the universe. I love that.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you don't have one already.
Yeah. Well, I've kind of like, to be fair, as of like the last 6 months, I've definitely gone more lifestyle-y. But at first I was definitely very makeup heavy. Like, this time last year was makeup. But you can tell when I'm hyper-focusing on something because my feed is just that.
Is that why your makeup always looks so good? Because you're so hyper-focused on it?
Yeah.
Because I'm sat here right now looking at your makeup being like, oh, she's got a full face. And I'm sat here like...
Yeah, but your skin is glowing. But it is.
I'm just laughing. We all know, well, we know why.
We do.
Anyway, moving on.
Sharon's skin serum coming out soon.
I don't think we can bottle that.
No. Well.
No, amazing. I'm like lost my train of thought. So every person that comes into this room, that sits on that chair, I always ask the same final question to, and that is, what would you say to people in your past or people in the future that doubts your success because you're a woman?
Suck my dick.
I was about to quote Cardi B then.
Yes, I was like, or my pink dildo in my dresser. Yeah, no, I think suck my dick because although to an extent, thank you. Because without those people, I think it's character building. I know like everyone says, bullying, it's character building. It genuinely is. Like, I think without going through what I did when I was a bit younger, or even not that long ago, to be fair, without going through that, I wouldn't be where I am now, and I wouldn't speak so loudly about these topics that I've felt and gone through myself. So to an extent, thank you, but still suck a dick because you're still a wanker. But thanks, but you are a knob.
I can just see Romy behind a notepad like, oh.
Cut. Or just bleep, 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 bleep.
Yeah, how many bleeps? Like, take a shot for every time we've had to bleep in this episode. No, and I really applaud you for like your honesty, not even just in this episode, but just in general, because I do find that in this industry in general, like not everyone I meet is as honest.
Yes.
And as open as you are. And sometimes it makes it really hard because when you are honest and open, you're fighting like a battle and you always feel like you're on your own doing it.
I also feel like as influencers who do speak their mind, we are shunned for it.
Yeah.
Like they want us to sit pretty and just not really speak, to be honest. And unfortunately, this is 2022. And if I want to call someone a C word, I'm going to. And I think like, I shouldn't be told that because I'm that gobby girl or because I speak my mind that I'm immediately a nasty person. If anything, in this industry, it makes you the nicer ones because it's the ones that act like, what's the word, roses and perfume are like the ones that you actually have to watch, really, because they give off this persona that 99% of the time is not who they are.
Sickly sweet.
Sickly sweet, like... When you meet them in person or if you have met them in person, oftentimes it's not what you expect ever. And you're thinking, oh, they come across so nice online. I just don't think that's the case. I think it's nice to finally meet people or especially influencers who actually are what they are. Yeah. Like, I think TikTok is the beauty of influencer because 99% of the TikTokers I've met are the same. Like they are loud, a little bit out... what's the word? A bit out there, yeah. Like Grace, for example, exactly the same.
It's completely unedited, isn't it? Like unfiltered. Yeah.
Unfiltered. It's the unfiltered influencer. Like you can't escape that we all just chat shit. And I love it. I think it's great. I think we all just say it how it is and we all just tell people our opinions and they are all valid. I think no one should be shunned for that. Especially there's platforms out there. That sounded like I farted, but it was my phone. Especially things like Tattle Life, like, I mean, should I word that? Especially platforms where they discuss influencers. Yeah. I think for you, first of all, to sit behind a screen and tell someone that by being gobby that they're a horrible person is wild because you're not doing the same thing. Except
you put your name and your face to it.
Yeah,
say it with chest, if you're going to say it.
Yeah, I was going to say it, except I say it with chest.
That was much classier than how I just put it.
I say it with chest. But that is the thing, like, we do say it with chest. And we to an extent, we know we're going to get shit for it. No matter what you say. You're like, yeah, well, here we go. Floodgates, they are open. They are open. But fuck it. At least I can say it with my full fucking chest. Bleep chest. You bleep.
How does HLD office cope with all of these women in there, like coming in and out of their office all the time?
I don't know.
It's a lot of hard work. I'm tired. Like
I am exhausted regularly. And it's not just the Crohn's disease. It's just constant.
It's the wild talent that's making me tired.
No. Yeah, HLD is made for those who don't give a shit and love Prosecco. Cheers to that.
And on that note, that was very high pitch, wasn't it?
Oh.
Gonna have to get that and put down a little bit. No, on that note, thank you so much for being a guest on my podcast.
Thank you for having me.
I've been really excited to have you on it since like day one, so finally got it done.
Finally.
And I can't wait to see your Missy Empire edit.
Thank you. Neither can I. I'm so excited.